It's on. It's on.
All right.
It's on. Come on! It's on! That's a song by Korn. It's called It's On.
Bethany and Sean. We are a couple of nuts talking.
Come on! It's on! Do I sound like him?
No, but you sound like my mom when she would leave on vacation and we'd be driving away like after about 20 minutes and she'd be like, oh my God, it's on. I left it on. And then,
for real?
Yeah. And then she'd have to call one of the neighbors and be like, can you check if the oven's on? Can you check? Like she always thought she left things on and she would just have this moment where we're driving away way too far away to turn around. Oh my God, it's on.
I relate to that though because I actually freak out. I haven't in a while, but when we leave on our little traps, like I don't traps.
Yeah.
Traps.
You feel trapped on our trips?
I feel like I leave the oven on all the time.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do I ask you if you have the keys before we leave?
Yeah,
I mean,
lot.
That's because I've been locked out.
There's times where I'll be like, baby, I have the keys. I'm heading down to the car, and then I'll be down at the car. I'll hear, babe, you have the keys. Yeah.
I really have a fear of being locked out.
Our neighbors probably think I'm very abusive because I'm like, yes, shh, and I shush
you're
you.
a big old dick.
Shush, I do.
Yeah.
I'm a little dick. Thank
Hey.
you. Oh shit, there he is. There he is.
It's our meth neighbor, our neighbor on meth.
Come on, who else fucking watches everybody around them, looks out their window and watches their neighbors? We have such what is that? Telenovela happening next door to us.
We have
everybody.
like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 5 or 6 people's apartments that we could see from our house.
We talked about this on another podcast.
Yeah.
We talked about how it's like Hitchcock's rear window over here.
Yeah, but like we don't think here's the thing. I just want to get this clear. We don't come here going, "Ooh, let's just be nosy and see what's going on." Sean and I are always in the middle of doing something, and then shit starts happening. And what are we supposed to do?
Shit's going down. There was one night, we'll get to it, where I thought, I don't know, we were going to have to intervene, like go down there, call 911. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and then I have one I'm going to talk about that it was like crazy, that there was like a gun involved.
There's so many different stories over here. We have this gentleman who's a dancer, and he's
probably a professional dancer.
He's gay, and he has different lovers, and he was living with this lovely
guy.
They were so cute together, and then one day that guy was gone, and now he's just got randoms coming over all the time.
You know, it's funny, from our window we can see his inside one of his rooms.
Yeah, you see him laying on the bed sometimes.
But just so we're clear again, you can't see them on the bed. All you see are their feetsies.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you can only see that there's 4 feet.
And let's be very clear.
Instead of 2 feet.
Like she said, we're not going out of our way. I'll be going in the closet and I'll look and I'll see something moving in the corner of my eye, and then I just turn around and I so happen to see other people living their lives. And then I'll watch
they're
it
yelling
for a little bit.
Or they're throwing things, and we'll get into that. But our meth neighbor is probably the most entertaining.
God,
wouldn't you say?
The meth guy. What a meth guy. I think he's on meth, or maybe I think he's on meth.
He's on some sort of speed.
It's very
He's
meth
on
behavior.
something that keeps him from sleeping ever.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
So, this guy, his blinds are drawn all hours of the day. And again, it's just because we look out our window every now and again, and I just so happen to see that his blinds are drawn.
Well, like even now, we're doing our podcast. We do it, and the window's right here.
Yeah. The action doesn't start until the sun goes down.
Oh, boy, and does it start.
This guy, I mean, he does is night
weird
gardening like
projects.
a thing? Is night gardening a thing?
I don't think so, but he wears a headlamp.
He'll have a headlamp on.
Like he's a miner.
And he's got like this bush in front of his window.
By the way, it used to be beautiful.
Yeah. And then one night, we just hear... And we look outside. Mofo's just
brooming
his bush
with a broom.
Just
like attacking it. It looks like he was King Arthur back in the day,
Yeah.
fighting off a dragon. Like
Straight
he
up.
just, I think he was looking at it and he thought this bush is attacking him, and he better get it while it's asleep.
Oh,
Like, and he destroyed it.
he destroyed it. It's still not alive.
It still looks
It's actually
sick.
still spreading death all the way across the
Yeah.
entire bush because he beat it to death.
Yeah.
And then he swept it up, and I don't know what he did.
But
with
then
all
he
the
also
leaves.
on the other side of the door does some meth gardening where like we don't. Oh, this is the thing. So he has a girlfriend.
Nah.
Well, he
Had.
had. I know.
She's
I didn't. I
gone.
wasn't gonna get to that part
Okay.
yet. So you ruined it. So
Well-
now they know we're gonna tell that
Well,
story.
you can't say he has because he doesn't.
Well, at the time when the story was happening, he had a girlfriend, and he's got a kid, and so they were outside at night with both of them with headlamps on.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got her into the
night gardening.
thing. Yeah. She would be out there by herself sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
but that was later. That was later when she was also on it. But okay, so anyway, so they're planting all these very pretty flowers, like very pretty flowers, and they had them all nice. And then the next day, he was actually awake during the day because he took his kid to the pool. And then, you know what is funny, honey? Listening to us and how much we know.
We know everything.
We know everything just by the way, and we could hear everything. So anyways,
That is the only time he was up during the day, though. If he had his kid who comes
with
over,
him. Yeah, because she's not there all the time.
The kid comes over. I want to say every other week or something. I haven't seen that kid for a while now, but
No. But anyway, but then the very next night, they both had their headgear on and they were out pulling up all the flowers.
Yeah.
They with one night they just hated it.
Yeah.
They hated all the beautiful flowers they planted and they just yanked them up.
Oh.
And we were like watching them like, what are you doing?
What are they doing?
And then they put up some weird
He
trellis.
built. Yeah, it was like you heard hammering happening one night and little drills like zzz, zzz, and this is like 10:30, 11 at night, and we're looking out there watching. Keep in mind, like we keep it dark, and then I mean we probably look creepier than him. Actually,
Of course
if you
we
look,
do.
If you
That's
looked up at our
okay.
window, you would just see our.
We just look like that
eyes.
Silicon Valley guy who's looking through.
he's just looking out the blinds.
out the blinds.
But yeah, what is that called? A trellis?
A trellis, yeah, because he had planted something that was supposed to
A thing
grow.
that grows up. Yeah, so it was for like something to grow. It was a little thing made out of wood, and the vines or whatever he planted would grow up and around the thing, so it could go up.
Yeah.
And
they planted stuff then, and then they just kept on like
that actually looked pretty
hacking at
good
it.
for a while. He
For
had a
a
real
while.
nice plant going on
But
there.
then that's when she started coming out
Then she started
and
to come out
picking at it
more.
and cutting it down. She just kept cutting it. It was gone. All of a sudden, it was gone.
I think whenever they fought, like she fucked with his garden.
Yeah.
Like,
Isn't that a metaphor? Wow. Yeah.
damn.
But okay, so now we flash forward. So like all this stuff happens. So one time, so far, the EMTs have been called 3 times. So every time they do, Sean and I are like, he's dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. They fucking
Yeah.
died. And
I'll be out and she'll text me, EMT, meth neighbor.
yeah, meth head, EMT. And then and every time he's the one who's fine and he's running around, running outside. The EMTs are in his house.
I've never seen them take anybody away.
No.
They get called there.
I know, it's weird.
Oh my God.
And then what else did we he took off his door. Oh, what about tell the story of when she had a gun.
Okay. So let me take a sip of water real quick, babe. So say some words while I sip this water.
Okay. Say some words. Say some words while I sip on the H2O.
Oh God, that's good. We got these. Did we talk about the copper
Not
bottles?
yet, we will. Wow.
We're both a little sick right now, so
A little sick. I'm on day 2.
yeah, I think I'm day 3. This is what I was talking about earlier when I thought we might have to intervene. We're sleeping. This was about 2:33 a.m. and we have a noise machine on in our bedroom when we sleep. It's loud.
It's like an airplane if you sleep next to the engine.
Loud white noise fuzz just blaring in our.
So we have no thoughts.
It's actually really funny if you think about how fucking loud it is, and it's silent everywhere else except for where we're laying our heads. But you can hear over the loud baby do that kind of in the background. Help! 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 And then we hear help. And
but
then
it was the way he.
it was a very quiet help.
No, it was like this. It was like inside voice. Like, help.
Help!
Help.
And we're like, oh, fuck, they're at it again. And we
Yeah.
turn off the noisemaker, and we're looking outside.
Now, just to preface really quick, the way he was yelling help, it sounded like he was inside his house.
Yeah, so he was outside yelling help. Like
But he was outside.
He didn't really want help.
No.
He was just saying it to her to be like, hey, I'm yelling for help. You know,
Yeah.
you better not do what you're doing. And I look down there, and he's got his hands up, and he's saying help.
With no shirt on.
No shirt on, per usual.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there.
In a
like,
dress.
In a dress with like a limp wrist and a gun in her hand.
Didn't one have a cigarette or what else? She had something in each hand.
It looked like straight out of a movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like her wrist was limp with the gun just kind of pointed at him, half-assed. And he was yelling, help. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what took him so long to get back in the apartment and just fucking shut the door.
Well, I think he said I called the police.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, oh no, the door was locked. He had to break back into the apartment.
She locked him out.
She locked him out with her. And then he had to take the screen off.
And climb through the window.
Fucking get out of here.
And then he went through that window first.
Yeah.
And he was like boarding everything up. And
But he also opened the door and kept looking outside for her because she did take off because he did call the cops. Supposedly, I don't remember the cops ever coming, but she had a gun, probably illegally, I'm assuming. And she was gone, but he kept looking for her because he wanted more.
Yeah, of course
he wanted
does.
more, and
because by the way, the very next day, guess who's back barbecuing? These two.
Yeah, they barbecue together.
I mean, and then all we get is the smoke. So, by the way, most of the time we get all the 411 because this guy's always barbecuing in the backyard.
Yeah.
And their is where our windows are open into our bedroom.
And they know it because there's been many times where we close our windows and they
With
look
a
up
huff.
and they see us.
Yeah.
And then there's times where we really close the windows. And I'll stand there and I'll stare down at him for a minute. He looks up. And then looks back. He knows.
And by the way, this isn't like a normal barbecue where you just light it and then you put you put the cover on. And
No.
Like he lets things burn. Like he uses
This guy puts
paper and
piles
like
of paper in there. Burns.
and he just he's an arson. He just like watching it burn, and we're just inhaling it all.
Yeah. We are.
So that happened.
So there was the gun situation. They're both clearly on meth. And night gardening and barbecues and
Yellings.
The past couple weeks, I want to say like a month now. I haven't seen her, the girlfriend.
Yeah, I would say not a month. I'd say 3 weeks, but yeah.
3 weeks is almost a month.
It's almost, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
And then he had family over. We were hoping he was kicking. We always make up stories.
Right. I think he is still detoxing. Okay, so there's a few different scenarios it could be. She could be dead.
Yeah. Which we say all the time. Almost
I always thought
on
they
the
were
daily,
killing
we're like, Psh, she's dead. I haven't seen her today.
I
She's
thought
dead.
they killed each other. I was like, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. They haven't come outside. Bullet's going to come flying through our window because they're fucking firing their gun off at each other like crazy.
Right.
On meth. But she's been gone for a few weeks now, and he's been very locked in. And I don't know how he does he afford to live. This is not a bad neighborhood, and it's probably rent is not cheap down there. How the fuck? It's none of my business.
Oh, yeah. And then he
It's none of my
also, like,
business.
randomly, tell him about the rug.
Oh, this son of a bitch.
Mm,
So this SOB had a rug in his apartment, some shit. And somehow he keeps getting new shit.
Oh, yeah. Like, big-ass TVs bigger than ours.
Big screen TV. Like, I see it all going in. But he had a rug. He rolled it up, dragged it out front, and put it in front of our apartment. And then a giant fucking rainstorm happened, and the rug got soaked, and it fell into the gutter and covered in mud. And some good citizen picked it up. I don't know.
You haven't seen it lately?
No, it's
It was
gone.
there for a long time.
It was there for
Thank
weeks,
goodness.
yeah. Yeah, just not the type of person you want to live next door to.
Mm-mm.
It really doesn't actually affect our lives in
At
any
all.
way.
Except for the smoke.
We let it affect us. The smoke is awful, and as sad as the meth addiction is,
Which,
is
by the way,
entertaining.
we
as
don't even
fuck.
know.
Yeah,
Maybe he's
probably
a
not
night
on
owl.
He could be mentally. They could be fucking just crazy, and they're on meds,
Or,
psych meds, or
babe,
some shit.
what if he doesn't like daylight and he just sleeps during the day and he wakes up at night?
This
He
mofo,
may not be on meth at all.
This mofo's got dark circles around his eyes. He's 80 pounds, probably 6'2", 80 pounds.
Yeah, like you're a pro, so I trust your judgment.
He looks like a meth head slash
like you're a
crack
drug addict pro. Yeah.
He's on drugs.
So I trust.
Not to mention there was a drug dealer living next door.
Oh,
as
that
well.
was too when we'd watch them exchange.
Yeah. He'd make noises when he'd walk past the apartment, like cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Or he'd knock on his window when the drug dealer would when he was walking by.
Yeah, and they have little stashes outside of each other's houses.
Oh man, then this mofo got a little like motorized bike, and he was riding the meth head. I haven't seen him riding that. He probably sold it for meth. And he was riding this little motorized bike around, just back and forth down the alley. I'd go down there, take the trash out, and I'd just see this meth head going back up and down on his little motorized bike.
Yeah, but you come in and be like, he's casing it. He's looking at all the cars.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's what meth heads do.
Yeah.
But that's
I wonder if that was entertaining for others.
I don't know. I mean, you guys probably watch your neighbors. You watch people. You people watch. That's a thing.
It absolutely is I actually think it makes me feel present when I do it because it's real life. It's not like watching something in a box, you know?
Yeah.
It's like life happening before your eyes. Like we have another neighbor who just plays his instruments, and unfortunately they're all brass instruments.
Oh my god! And his girlfriend is like a fucking singer.
Well, I don't know if she's a real singer because it doesn't sound like it, but she just likes to sing. Oh my god! And she'll be outside on the phone,
So
and she wants everyone to know what she's talking about.
And then you got.
You know what else too? It's always like stupid songs. It's not even like good songs. Like it's just
It's
I
like
can't.
Those, yeah.
And then
I think there's a lot going on in this world. If all that's just happening right next door to us, damn son.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I get why people put cameras and listening devices.
Oh,
everywhere.
speaking of cameras.
What?
So we have somebody who's been
yeah.
breaking into our mailbox. There's just a lot of action here in our neighborhood. Someone has the key to our mailboxes downstairs, and they've been just coming in the middle of the night and opening it up. So our landlord put in a motion-censored camera up in the corner looking down at the mailboxes, and guess who has access to it?
That would be us.
A couple of nuts.
A couple of nuts casing our own boxes.
Man, so I get notified whenever I get notified whenever anybody walks by it. What just happened?
I don't know. I knew what you were talking about.
Oh my god.
It's okay. Take a deep breath. Good.
That felt nice.
Good.
So we get notified whenever somebody walks by and or gets their mail. And yeah, there's some action in between the hours of like 2 to about 4:30. There's randos. There's a guy that lives in our apartment that goes down to smoke all hours of the night.
You keep saying in our apartment. We live in a duplex, and then there are like 4 studios behind us. He doesn't live in our apartment. He's
in the building.
In a studio behind us.
No,
yeah.
Not in our apartment. I think they know what I mean when I say that.
Okay. It just sounds like
in our apartment building, there's a guy who smokes all hours of the night, and he goes down there 3 minutes,
10 minutes,
and then he comes back.
and then
It's
smokes for
pretty
3
wild.
minutes, and then 10 minutes later comes down.
But now we have a camera, so
Oh my god! And
we see you.
you know what's really funny about this, which I'm sure they'll guess, that as soon as we got access to it, now Sean and I, the hams we are, cannot walk by without doing something, knowing that the other person's gonna see it.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I mean, Sean watches himself go by
Oh man,
all the time.
I love it.
He's like, babe, watch me dance.
Watch me, and then I'll dance, or I'll just walk by. I'm like,
Smile,
babe, look
yeah.
it, I'm walking by.
Yeah.
And you too.
Yeah, every time I walk by now, I get a text. I see you.
Yeah.
I see where you're going.
That was really cute, wasn't
That was
it?
cute.
Oh, I'm so sweet. Everything I do is so sweet for you.
And then we have another neighbor who was in a relationship, and she also had a gun.
Oh yeah, we talked about that
Yeah.
before.
I'm just saying, we got guns.
There's a lot of criminal activity happening right here in these apartments. I guess that's what happens when you get apartment buildings.
Yeah.
Criminals. I mean, you're going to get at least one criminal here and there, right? Statistically speaking.
I feel like even if you're at a restaurant or in a grocery store, you can bet there's at least one criminal in there with you.
Babe,
What?
I was the criminal at one point.
I always have a criminal with me.
100%.
Just because I married you.
Man.
Yeah, we make statistics go up.
If you guys don't know this, I am a recovering heroin addict, alcoholic. Had a lot of problems with drugs throughout the years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start
Why are you
talking
changing
like
your
this
voice?
now because this is my addict voice.
That's your addict voice, and this is my remembering voice.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of criminal activity here. Baby was losing her money. The cats were taking money out of her purse and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy.
He literally... I was in Vegas. I can't remember. I was featuring for the week, I think for Tony Baker. And I come home with all my money in an envelope, cash. They pay you in cash.
Cha-ching.
And I put it down on our little tray. And I leave it there, because I don't do it until I'm going to go to the bank. Like, I have to put it in the bank, so I just leave it until I am going to actually do an errand. And 2 days later, I go and look, and this fucking envelope's empty. And I'm like, where?
I left a few in there.
No.
Let's not get crazy. It wasn't empty. I left you a little bit.
Was empty. Maybe you did, and I didn't look at it those days. Like, you took a few hundred every day or whatever.
I don't take it all at once. That's how you get caught.
Right. But I didn't look at it for a week.
That's how you get caught. I'm not taking it all at once.
Anyways, it was all gone. And he said, don't you remember the cats were around there? The cats were playing with that envelope. I saw them. And so we ended up, this dick ends up lifting up the couches and being like, it's
honey, that's a saying when you're around, a heroin addict will fucking steal your watch and then help you look for it.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Oh, my God. I had to call the banks because my money was disappearing. And Sean was like, call the bank.
Call the banks,
And I was on the phone with the banks every day for hours.
Man, that
hours.
Sucks.
Terrified. Ugh.
Oh, God.
I can't believe I married you.
You married.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah, say yes. Manipulated her into sticking it out with me for the
What?
rest of our lives. Oh, my computer just kind of did a weird thing. Doesn't normally do that.
Well, we were going to talk about Starbucks.
Yeah, we were. What do we have to say about Starbucks? We used to drink a lot of it.
We were
hundreds of dollars, probably thousands.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, I'll go back even farther than before I met Sean. I write at coffee shops, and I wrote at Starbucks for years, and every day I would go, and every day I would get a matcha latte with almond milk and cinnamon, and I would sit there for hours and write.
Yeah.
Every day. And then sometimes I was there so long, I would get a snack and then maybe something else. I was spending thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
There.
You were a gold member. You still
I
are.
was a gold member.
You
Yeah, and
still
those are rare.
gold.
They don't hand those out anymore.
Oh.
And then Sean and I met, and he loves coffee. So we were going every day, sometimes twice a day.
Yeah.
And getting these drinks. And
not twice a day. I mean, I would
sometimes
get the Trent. I
would
would get that giant ass thing that would last.
Oh no,
me.
because we eventually did that. We were like, what are we doing? Why don't we just buy these big ass fucking ones?
Yeah.
Which is what we did. And they would last 2 days then. And that was when we were trying to budget, because we were like, oh my God, we're spending way too much money here. So that's what we figured out we would do to save money.
Was that before the cats were taking your money out of the purse, or was that after the cats took the money?
I think it was after.
He's after. I was sober.
You were sober.
That's why I was drinking so much coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be like a treat. And like sometimes on the weekends, if neither of us were working, Sean would go early before I wake up, and he would be like, I got Starbucks. It was like this sweet treat for us. We loved it.
Damn, I'm sweet.
No
I'm
matter
sweet.
where we would go, like my mom, right, would just send us, like all of our gifts were Starbucks money gifts.
Yeah.
That's it. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember, did we find out from that Food Babe? We found out from
all
something.
the stuff they put in it, yeah.
All of a sudden, guys, hey, if you want to save some money, if you have a Starbucks addiction, here's what I suggest. Go on their website and look up the ingredients of just the drink or food that you eat. Read it, and the things you don't know, look up what it is. And let me tell you, I don't know about you, but for us, I stopped that day.
Yeah.
In fact, I threw away my favorite drink and was like, it is poison.
We had also cut down we had cut down at that point. We were already cut down because they were also getting political and speaking about things. They were just like,
it's like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Make coffee.
Oh, you're
shut
right.
Up.
That was actually.
That's when we first started fucking distancing ourselves from them.
Well, because we weren't going to stop. We were just like, we're stopping while they're doing this.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not giving my dollars for them to give it to their dollars to whatever. I can't even remember what they were sticking up for.
It was something stupid.
But I was like, I'm not getting involved in this, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So we stopped that, and then we found out about the ingredients and the fact that they don't care about us, and they're just feeding
it's just
us
poison.
And man, did we start feeling better.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, so many things improved in our health.
I just make my own coffee at home now. I get organic, fair trade, fucking espresso beans, ground up.
But have you ever looked at the logo? Did you know about this? The logo?
What, the fair trade logo?
The Starbucks logo.
Oh, with the mermaid?
Yeah, like, if you guys want, look this. You want to go down a rabbit hole. You want to go down a rabbit hole?
I mean, we're winding down.
I know. I'm not saying us. I'm telling the audience. If they
tell them what hole to go into, baby.
Look up the Starbucks logo.
Okay.
The original one.
Original Starbucks. Well,
Yeah,
look it up.
Look it up right now so we can talk about it. But so the Starbucks logo they have now is actually a very close-up version of the original. And if I'm going, yes, I'm going off memory now, so correct me because you're looking it up. But I believe it's a demon.
Well,
it's like a mermaid. Yeah, it's. I can't.
It's.
Maybe demon's the wrong word. It's
the new one. The new one is much more
demon,
polished, but there's titties. Like the titties are showing on this one. It's the same as the new one. It's just kind of crazier looking.
Well, it's close up, and they took away.
Like, her eyes are kind of sunken in. It's all brown. And her boobies are hanging out, and it looks like she has hair coming off of her body and stuff like that. Starbucks coffee, we're giving them a lot of promo.
Do you see hopefully not after they learn this. Do you see how she's holding both the tails open?
Yeah.
It's very gratuitous.
Right. She still is in the new one.
You only see the top of it, though. You don't realize that it's her groin area.
It's like her legs are bent up, open for business.
Yeah, honey. Yeah.
She's open for business. Kind of making me want to get some Starbucks right now.
That's disgusting. No, but it's not a mermaid. It's a siren. It's a mythological.
It is pretty evil
siren.
Looking. Yeah, and perverted.
Yeah, it's. If you guys know what sirens used to do, they used to sing songs to sailors in the ocean, and it would cause them to shipwreck. Because once you hear the song, you can't be lured away. Like you must go towards the sirens, and it would cause them, like sailors, to like jump off their ships and anyways basically just die.
Yeah.
And when you think about that, and then sirens are outside usually of graveyards.
Okay.
Because they are supposed to be like the keepers of death.
Okay.
And the
serpents. They're like serpents.
Yeah, and they accompany death in the afterlife. And here we are with a logo above it and on every cup, just drinking this siren song of liquid. And guess what people are? Addicted as fuck. We were.
Yeah.
We drank the Kool-Aid.
I know.
And there was no one who was going to tell us different, and we wouldn't go to any other branded coffee. It was just this. I mean,
that was it.
You talk about being hypnotically possessed.
It's the devil, honey.
It is the devil.
Yeah.
And as soon as we started waking up about this and other things, which has been, I don't know, 5-6 years now, more than that.
Yeah.
You can begin to, which we highly recommend everybody wake the fuck
everywhere.
up.
You see it everywhere.
Yeah. Now you can start saying, I'm not going to put my money in that house.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give my hard-earned money to support and generate more of whatever whatever evil doings is going on in there. Now, here's what I know. There are people who are listening to us who go, I fucking love Starbucks. Shut up, right? And I get it because we did it too. We were like, how are we going to stop this? There's no way we can stop it. And I remember us like every once in a while, like when we would go on vacation, it would only happen when we would go on vacation and we'd wake up and like the hotel would have a Starbucks in it, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, I'm just going to get a coffee really quick. And you would get a coffee. And
I'm going to get some Starbies.
a Starbucks, like, and the fact that they're making it sound cute. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. But I remember we did it a couple more times and then that was it. It's like you can tell the difference. So if you're struggling with even just the message that we're telling you and you're like, I don't care that the logo's fucking the devil and all the shit.
If you turn that old logo upside down, it makes a goat head. It makes Satan's head.
Yes, of course, because the legs,
They look like goat horns.
Hold on, I gotta look that up. I gotta turn
And
it
I'll
around.
post that on the
Yes,
on the
post
Instagram.
it up.
So are we promoting that goat head? Yeah, you see that?
Wow.
It's a goat head.
And then and then you know what it is?
What?
Turn it upside down and look what's in the goat's mouth. A human head.
A head. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So that literally was us waking up right in front of you.
Yeah.
That's appalling, and I want everyone to stop.
Stop.
Because
Look at this.
what is
people.
going on? Why would they pick that as their logo? I mean, regardless of whether it's upright or upside down.
Yeah.
They're both evil and awful.
They are.
And then again, when you look at these ingredients, why do we need these things in a drink? A coffee drink, very simple, a bean and water, and then whatever else you want to add in for milk and sugar. Why are there 400 ingredients and everything? And the food, you want to keep eating their little sous vide eggs and the fucking muffin breakfast sandwiches? Go ahead and read how they have bioengineered food in it.
Satan's biscuits.
In other words, it's not real food. It's chemicals,
Not only that, not only is it super satanic and very evil,
which is enough.
it's really not that good. Doesn't even taste that good.
No,
Doesn't
it's
even taste that good.
atrocious.
Coffee always tastes burnt.
Everything's microwaved or in that little
Food tastes like farts.
what's those called? Little ovens.
I think it's like a air fryer oven looking
Well,
like
not only does it taste like farts, it makes you fart.
big time farts.
Oh my God, so many gastrointestinal issues.
Just
from
say no to Starbucks. Right,
Starbucks.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That was good, babe. You know, and
Look, every once in a while, we're going to give you these nuggets because we've been waking up for a while. We've also been quiet for a long time. We were doing our podcast.
we are quiet no
and
more.
do you know how many times we would have to rewind our pod because we're like, we can't.
Oh,
We're
we
not
had to
gonna go
edit
there.
out a lot of stuff. But you want to know something nuts? We ain't editing ourselves out no more.
Yeah, we're just like, I don't care. I don't
Oh,
care.
there's Mom calling us. That is a good note to end on.
Aw,
We're going to answer this phone call because Mother calls.
mother.
Thanks for hanging out with us. ACON Podcast on Instagram. Follow us on the Apple iTunes, Spotify. Leave us reviews, 5 stars. We'll fucking come find you. We'll eat you. We'll sacrifice you to Satan. Put you in Starbucks coffee.
We'll sing you a siren song and make you follow us and get hypnotic and love us so much. We can do that too.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Stay naughty, everybody.
Bye for now.
Kimses.
Bethany
Bethany
and Sean.
and Sean.
We are a couple of nuts talking